All right, guys, welcome to Boat Picks. This is our preview of the NFL season, week 2. I got Matt to the right of me, and let's just do a quick recap of last week, all right? Giants outright, that was our boat of the week on the money line, paid over 2-1. Then we got hit with the parlay, Texans +7, Commanders outright, Saints outright, 4-1 parlay, no problem. We go undefeated week 1, we give you the boats, you guys cash out, all right? Take these helmets out of the way. We're concentrating on week 2 now, but let's do a little recap of week 1. Let's start off with Aaron Rodgers, falls heavy to the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers threw a pick against his own division for the first time in 3 years. The Titans blew a 13-point lead to the New York Giants. The Giants start 1-0 for the first time in 6 years. Saquon Barkley has a huge game, over 150 yards. Then we got Burrow throws 4 picks in Pittsburgh. They even could have won that game. They lose off a late field goal. Terrible game if you're a Bengal fan. Then Texans tie the Colts. Remember, Texans +7. I said Texans +7 all day. And the Colts. It seems like they got a QB issue. I don't think so. I think Frank Reich is the issue. 5 different quarterbacks, 5 straight years. I don't know what's going on. All right, let's dive into a couple injuries. The Ravens are already getting hit with injuries. Their left tackle, who was already a backup, Roquan James, he's out for the season. They're going to have a third string at left tackle. That is the weak side of the O-line. That is not good news for the Ravens. Then you got T. Higgins, concussion for the Bengals. All right, he is 50-50 for this week. Not sure if he's going to play against the Dallas Cowboys. Now let's go right into the Dallas Cowboys. On that note, Dak Prescott out 6 to 8 weeks with the hand injury on prime time against the Bucs. You got Cooper Rush in there. I don't know where they're going. You saw the Bengals open up at 7, got to 8.5. We'll see how that turns out. Then you got the Chargers, this Thursday night game against the Chiefs. Both teams are coming off a short week. Keenan Allen will not play. Keenan Allen had a light hamstring injury, but he should be back September 25th, week 3, to play against the Jags. And then you got TJ Watt out 6 to 8 weeks, the heart of that Steelers defense. They still got Hayward. It's definitely a problem, but not the biggest of worries. Then, another side note, we got the Colts. They cut Rodrigo Blankenship, all right? After just 1 week, he had a terrible game, and he's cut. Colts got, a couple guys in there from the practice squad. They see who they sign. Another thing, not really a big deal, but just a shock after week 1. That's how scary the NFL is. 1 week you're there, 1 week you're gone. Matt, take it away. What do you like this week?
Absolutely, and week 1 is in the books. Now let's roll it over to week 2. Week 2, once again, there's going to be a lot of underdogs on the slate. But right now, I have 5 in particular that I'm going to be talking about for week 2. And first up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars at +165 versus the Indianapolis Colts at home. Now, Trevor Lawrence's team, they're looking for a win. They need a win. They don't do much winning over there. Doug Peterson needs his first win as the head coach. And the Colts, a lot of questions in that locker room, just tied with supposedly one of the worst teams in football. We'll see how they play on the road again in week 2. My number 2 underdog of the week that I like is the Cowboys +300 at home versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Now I know this sounds a little bit crazy right off the bat because Cooper Rush is going to be starting for the Cowboys, not their heart and soul, as so they say, Dak Prescott. They're going to be going up against the reigning AFC champion who just had a heartbreaker against the Steelers. They're going to be going to Jerry World as huge favorites. Maybe the Cowboys can play spoiler. My number 3 underdog of the week that I'm looking at for week 2 is the Arizona Cardinals at +205 at the Las Vegas Raiders. Now I know the Cardinals just took a drubbing to the Chiefs in week 1 at home, but we know who they got over there. They got Mahomes, they got Andy Reid, they got the whole squad. You cannot look at that game as their whole season. They're definitely better than that. They had a great season last year. And the Raiders, it looks like they really struggled against the Los Angeles Chargers. Even though they only lost by 5 points, they were struggling all game, especially on offense. They couldn't not do much. Maybe the Cardinals' defense has something to do against the Raiders. My number 4 underdog of the week that I like so far is the New York Jets +205 at the Cleveland Browns. Now the Browns, congratulations, they just got their first week 1 win since 2004. But they can't win all the time. Jacoby Brissett's going to be their starting quarterback again as Deshaun Watson sits for 11 weeks. And the Jets, every game, they got nothing to lose. They feel like they lose all the time. They're going to be starting Joe Flacco again for Zach Wilson. Robert Saleh, he needs something for this team. They need to produce on the road. We'll see what the New York Jets can do this week. And my number 5 underdog that I'm looking at this week is the Houston Texans at plus 360 at the Denver Broncos. Now, yesterday, the Denver Broncos just lost a heartbreaker to the Seattle Seahawks, Russell Wilson's old team. The Texans, on the other hand, were able to tie. They weren't able to win, but they were able to tie against the Indianapolis Colts at home. I think the Texans have a lot of value here. They still got Davis Mills. They still got Brandon Cooks. They're going on the road. They got nothing to lose. Watch out for that Texans defense to play really good against Russell Wilson this week.
All right, Matt, sounds good. Now let's go a little recap again. Last week, we hit the 3-team mega parlay. Texans plus 7, Commanders outright, Saints outright. Get them out the way. Giants on the money line, hit big. If you were one of our clients, you cashed out last Sunday, week 1. We're going to try to do it again. This is boat picks. We give underdog plays. We give plus odds. We don't really deal with the over-unders, all right? We want money lines. We want outrights.
Sure.
We want it on the spread. This is what we do for boat picks. We're the only betting site in the world where we give underdog plays. We focus on the boats. That's how we do here at Boat Picks. Let's have another week 2 like we did in week 1. Let's ride, baby.
Let's do it up.